all to the VOH 6th International Conference, Digital Healthcare 2022. Cheng University Hospital, Taiwan. Partner, Redcliffe Labs and MedGenome. Session partner, StanPlus. Contributing partner, Trizone Healthcare Consultants. Academic partners, Chitkara University and D.Y. Patil University. Thank you. Now let me start by giving a brief overview about this event. The focus on digital health has been growing immensely with much support from the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Digitizing the country's healthcare delivery system is the present and future of healthcare. This event is designed to underline a limitless and still largely untapped power of digital technology in healthcare, particularly in opening new gateways of accountability, accessibility, and affordability. This event will articulate the role of digital technologies in elevating both outcomes and lifestyle to the next level. By leveraging the power of emerging technology, the digital healthcare ecosystem would not only aid patients, but healthcare providers, caregivers, policymakers, technologists, healthcare corporations, as well as entrepreneurs of the country. Throughout this event, we hope to explore further gateways into accessing affordable and adequate healthcare in a seamless and efficient manner, thereby significantly enhancing the ease of living for all. Now let us embark on this journey with our inaugural session. I request these dignitaries to please take place on the stage. Dr. Naveen Nishchal, Dr. Mini Bodhanwala, she'll be, Thomas Schlitt, Christian Grosser, Sagi Echer, Rajiv Nath, Deidra Kelly, Sanjay Jha. Please, can we have you all on stage? I invite Dr. Po Chang Lee and Dr. Lai Chang Te to join us virtually. Please, can you all have a seat? Thank you. Thank you all for joining us for the inaugural session. To begin our inaugural session, I invite Dr. Naveen Nishchal, Chairman of Voice of Healthcare and co-founder of Meadow Health, for delivering the welcome address. Sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Savri. Respected chief guest, Mr. Rajesh Tope, he will be joining us virtually. He is Health Minister for Government of Maharashtra. Respected Vice President of Taiwan, Dr. 𝐒𝐓𝐀𝐃𝐈𝐍𝐆 Te. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and all my colleagues who are watching us live on this program. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, wherever are you which part of the world. So I'm really feeling, good, already good. I was talking to Thomas this morning that after almost, more than 2 years, we are again meeting in Mumbai for this medical fair. A very, very warm welcome for first day of 6th International Conference on Digital Healthcare, Tech Enabling Future of Healthcare. I also welcome our international partner countries, Taiwan, Canada, Germany, Israel, and Australia. Theme of the conference is quite relevant. Digital healthcare, tech enabling future of healthcare. Technology has a huge potential of transforming healthcare. Government of India's initiative, NDHM, and now Arogya Bharat digital mission has given a big push to health tech ecosystem in India. Government of India is also encouraging private players to participate and to contribute in the big picture of healthcare. Now, every patient can have his or her own personal ID, which is called ABHA, Arogya Bharat Health Account, where you have all your data, longitudinal data on one platform. And I think this is a huge step. Everybody knows that in healthcare, we are struggling with unsustainable costs, poor outcomes, frequent medical errors, poor patient satisfaction, worsening health disparities. I think technology can really help in all these areas. And on top of everything, I think pandemic has taught us the true value of healthcare. The kind of cooperation amongst different countries we witnessed during pandemic is simply amazing. A lot of collaborations happened at various levels during the pandemic. Voice of Healthcare is continuously working on bridging the gap and making more and more collaborations. While talking of Voice of Healthcare, we are a not-for-profit entity and working towards the challenges of accessibility, affordability, and quality in healthcare. Our mission is to help and support various organizations in India and abroad to collaborate and come up with better solutions to tackle healthcare outcomes. I will conclude here. I'm thankful to all our partners, speakers, delegates, chief guests, guest of honors for being part of this occasion. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nishchal. Next, I invite Dr. Mini Bodhanwala, who is the conference co-chair and chief executive officer of Wadia Hospitals, for delivering the theme address. Ma'am.
A warm welcome to everyone, especially to the Voice of Healthcare 6th International Conference, which is the Digital Healthcare 2022. This is truly a special occasion because we will be discussing healthcare not just from one aspect, but from multiple important angles. India's healthcare is on the verge of a new exciting digital future. Ayushman Bharat, our own made in India, home growth digital ecosystem, is setting new milestones in accessibility, affordability, and accountability. Manufacturing brains are achieving new benchmarks of innovation in medical device and ushering a new era for the sector. IT minds are connecting invisible dots and patterns to build novel, new connected networks, showing the world how a smarter future for healthcare looks alike. And visionary leaders are devising silver bullets for the golden hour of emergency care, helping to save lives when it matters the most. There is also a new league of nurses setting new standards of excellence with their unique approach to a personalized care, influencing outcomes vastly, which I think we have seen during the COVID pandemic. There is a new sense of achievement, a new sense and language of leadership, a new buzz of excitement in the air. And Voice of Healthcare, the 6th Digital Healthcare Conference, is bringing all the platforms together under one roof and is technologically inspired. It is great to witness this distinguished gathering of like minds, hearts, each of who is leading the evolution of digital healthcare in his or her unique way. I invite everyone to embrace this unique occasion to exchange knowledge, brainstorm ideas, and explore synergies over the next 2 days. Let us amplify this unique opportunity to take a great leap forward together. It's time to ideate, collaborate to welcome the new era of tech-enabled healthcare. And I think we have to thank Dr. Afzal and his team of Voice of Healthcare to bring us today to this platform where after the pandemic, I think we are seeing a lot of people. So thank you, Voice of Healthcare, for this.
Thank you, Dr. Bodhanwala. That was highly encouraging. Next, I invite Managing Director of Messe Düsseldorf India Private Limited, Mr. Thomas Schlitt, for delivering his guest address.
Dear esteemed speakers, dear delegates, I'd like to welcome you on behalf of Messe Düsseldorf India at Voice of Healthcare conference. As I mentioned already at the inauguration, we as Messe Düsseldorf India, we like to deliver a platform for the medical fraternity. But without partners, this would not be possible. And that is the reason that we already partnered for the 6th time with Voice of Healthcare, and they are organizing a high quality conference concurrently to Medical Fair India to give delegates, visitors, not only the chance to see products and services on the show floor, but also to get insights and to network with the whole fraternity. I wish the conference every success and looking forward to the next 3 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Schlitt. That was very helpful. Next, we have Dr. Po Chang Lee, who is the Director General of National Health Insurance Administration, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Taiwan, for delivering special guest address. Dr. Po Chang Lee is present with us virtually. Can we have him on the screen, please?
Good morning, our friend in India, and good afternoon in Taiwan. Yeah, I'm Po Chang Lee, Director General, National Health Insurance Administration in Taiwan. Yeah, I'm also the Professor of Surgery in National Cheng Kung University. Yeah. Today, I'm happy to have this opportunity to share the digital healthcare in Taiwan. Yeah, as we know, Taiwan NHI is famous in the world, and we are just a single-payer system, and it's run by the government in Taiwan. And all the medical providers in Taiwan, more than 93% have a contract with our NHI. Yeah. And we just have used the growth budget to run this system. Yeah. Frankly speaking, I think in Taiwan, since we have very successful the NHI system, yeah, so our government can run the business very well, and the political stability is very good. Yeah. Basically, you can see in Taiwan, the people are satisfied to our system. Yeah. More than 91%, they have a good satisfaction. However, in Taiwan, not all the medical providers, they are happy our NHI because they thought we just squeezed the medical providers. But I do believe, yeah, if we have a good strategy to improve our system, I think all the medical providers, they can have a good environment to work, and the people in Taiwan, they can enjoy the healthcare in Taiwan. Yeah. So you can see from the past 27 years, yeah, we had a very good detection. We found we pay a lot of money in drug fees, and we also pay a lot of money in the test or examination fees. Yeah, it means that these two parts they occupy a lot of money. Yeah, so we have to let the OK。一种公业有利和下利和怎么在旁边用讲话的呢 ？So we pay a lot of money in drug fees or in the test of examination. So in that way, we just mentioned that this is just a single payer system. We also use the growth budget. So if the drug fee or test fee they occupy too much money, then the medical providers they can get the reasonable reward. Yeah. But we know since 2 years ago, yeah, we just upload all the medical image that a CT scan or MRI to our medical cloud. And we also let the people when they need the second opinion. Yeah. So if the patient they accept some examination in the medical center, they go to the primary clinic, they also can see this kind of information. So it's really good for all the people in Taiwan. They can have good health care. I think this is very important for us to run the digital health care. 2 years ago, since in the beginning, we don't have enough PCR detection facility. So during the time, the National Cheng Kung University, Professor Jiang Longxian, he just used the chest X-ray to detect the COVID-19. Yeah. So in this way, since we collect many this kind of information together, then it's easy for him to do some research. I think this is a very good model for us to use this big data. And recently, since we collect enough, some kind of image, yeah. So in National Taiwan University, they use this kind of image to early detect pancreas cancer. And they also use chest CT to see whether they can have a risk prediction for the cardiovascular disease. I think these information are all very important to improve Taiwan healthcare. And I just mentioned Jiang Longxian, Professor Jiang Longxian, he used the chest X-ray to detect the COVID-19. And recently, he also used the chest X-ray to detect the early lung cancer. I think this is very reasonable because we just pay a lot of money in the chest CT, and it is also that the people get the radiation dose. Yeah, so this is very different. Yeah, and since we had the NHI big data, we let our people, they have the My Health Bank. In that way, they can have the past 3 years medical record can appear in their My Health Bank. And they also, we means that for the past 2 years, yeah, since how many doses of vaccination they have done, or what kind of rapid antigen or PCR detection for COVID-19 also can be shown in My Health Bank. And since in the beginning, some people, they travel from China or from the other country, they come to the clinic, maybe they have just we call the upper respiratory system or the GI system disturbance. But in that way, if we can correlate it with the travel history, this is very important. So we have the TOCC to let all the medical providers, they know is it possible for these people, for this patient, they have the possibility of COVID-19. So this is also a very successful application through our system. Yeah. And we also wish all the industrial of health, yeah, they can use this kind of information. So we let all the people, and they offer this kind of information in My Health Bank to all the health industry. Yeah, in that way they can use this big data to do more research. I think this app is very successful in Taiwan. Yeah. Finally, I want to say, since we have a very successful IT system in Taiwan, and we just, write our strategy about the digital healthcare in Taiwan, and we are happy. Springer, we have published this book recently. Yeah, I wish all this information can offer to all the people in the world, and we can do more good for all the people in the world. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. That was very detailed, highly informative. Next, we have the honor of having the Honorable Public Health Minister, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Rajesh Tope, as our chief guest with us. We have him virtually. I request him to please deliver his address. We're just checking with the technology. With further deliberations today on digital healthcare, we hope in future we would have a better hybrid system and a better seamless, more efficient technology service as well. Until we have Shri Rajesh Tope, I would like to proceed with our next guest. For delivering the guest address, I invite Mr. Rajiv Nath, who is the Forum Coordinator of AIMED, Managing Director of Hindustan Syringes and Medical Devices Limited.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. The Voice of Healthcare started as a small group on WhatsApp 5 years back, December of 2017. And like-minded, I would say, torchbearers, manufacturers, service providers, healthcare professionals, hospital consultants got together and created this interesting forum on WhatsApp to debate the challenges which we keep on facing. And then this got formalized with the help of Medkate India, Dr. Naveen Nischal, Dr. Sachin Bajaj, and became into a more formal kind of organization and decided that we should not only just debate on WhatsApp, we should do it physically. And that's how Voice of Healthcare was created. And we've been having these conferences in various cities all over the country from time to time. COVID kept us away, but the digital communication platform still kept us together. So during COVID times, especially, we've been reaching out to each other, collaborating, even though we could not have a conference like this. But I would say that there was still a lot of meaningful contribution. First wave, second wave, shortages, the various challenges which were being faced for medical devices, for reaching out to healthcare, was being reached out by all the passionate people who are part of this group. So thank you, Voice of Healthcare, for being there and helping us all together. Now that we gather here for this digital healthcare, once again, COVID has shown us the way. Just a small anecdote. My son got down with COVID. I told him to contact our family doctor. So my wife said, oh, he's in Australia. He went there to meet his daughter and he's stuck over there. I went to work, came back in the evening, and I asked my son, did you check with anybody? Oh, yes, it's all sorted, don't worry. Through the online app, he had found a doctor in Gurgaon. We stay in Faridabad. The doctor had diagnosed him, gave him the tests, gave him a prescription, and within 2 or 3 days, he was quite good. I was following the WhatsApp University. So I was sharing with him what the other doctors were posting on WhatsApp groups. This is the kind of medication. He says, no, I don't want that. I'm following my doctor and he's doing a good job. So this is how telemedicine, I would say, is really functioning. And we can see that whether it is in terms of artificial intelligence for COVID diagnosis in X-rays or CT scan, and going forward, sharing stuff. So later on today and tomorrow, we'll be talking more about these things in detail, so I will not hold you on to that. I wish you a joyful conference over here. And like I mentioned before, great learnings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nath. Next, I invite Project Director, Health and Medical Technologies, Düsseldorf, Mr. Christian Grosser, for delivering his guest address.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, dear speakers, we welcome you in the name of Düsseldorf and Medical Alliance to this conference. For those of you who don't know, Medical Alliance is the umbrella brand of healthcare shows that Düsseldorf is organizing worldwide. And digital healthcare is a very important topic which we have in all our shows. And therefore, I want to congratulate and say thank you to Voice of Healthcare for putting together this conference. And I wish you all interesting talks, interesting sessions, and a good networking. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grosser. Next, I invite 𝐒𝐓𝐀𝐑𝐄, who is the head of Economic and Trade Mission, Consulate General of Israel, Mumbai, for delivering his special guest address.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Namaste ji. Shalom. Ladies and gentlemen, your honorable speakers, thank you very much for having me today, VOH and Messe Düsseldorf. मेरा नाम 𝐒𝐓𝐀𝐑𝐄 है. मैं इकोनॉमिक कौंसिल है मुंबई में 2 साल रहते रहा हूँ. And that's it with the Hindi bit from my end. It took me some time to get there. Thank you very much. I'm coming from the Israeli consulate, as rightly said. I'm heading the Israeli Ministry of Economy and Industry representatives in India. I'm heading the economic mission here. Who we are, what we do, very simple. You need Israeli technology. You need Israeli telemedicine, Israeli wearables. You need Israeli medical devices, pharmaceuticals, dental care. Don't look around, ladies and gentlemen. Come to us. Myself and my colleague, Yogita. Yogita, say hi. That's Yogita. We'll take care of everything you need from Israel. The source technology will give you an innovative solution. I can probably say that Israel is doing very well these last few years and throughout the time with medical devices, with healthcare. One of the things we learned, looking only at the, and don't take it from me, okay? I'm biased. I'm representing my country and my government. But if you look on the World Index of Healthcare, 2021, healthcare innovation, Israel was ranked number 5 totally in worldwide ranking and number 2 in terms of the quality of the healthcare we provide to our public. We do it through an HMO system, which means in Israel, each and every neighborhood, each and every village, each and every place you can imagine, there is a clinic within a walking distance of your home. This entire ecosystem is encouraging, in a way, engineers, scientists, material science, electronics, companies, private money, private sector, and the government, bring them all together to create the wonderful Israeli healthcare ecosystem we have today. One of the best testimonies I can share with you today was what happened in Israel roughly a year back, or let's say more or less 15 months back, when for a good portion of time, to be honest, Israel was actually leading the world in terms of vaccination per capita. We reached, I think, first in the world, like 65 or 70% of population being vaccinated, all Pfizer, against COVID, obviously. And through this COVID time, I think we all of us, all over the world, got a good lesson of the importance of telemedicine, of the remote healthcare. In Israel these days, we're already taking it to the next stage. We're talking about wearables. You have a bracelet. You have a part of your sleeve on your arm that will take care of diagnostics and alert your doctor or your clinic whenever needed. I think many elderly people will be able to enjoy it worldwide. I think something that we all faced in COVID for elderly being at home alone for many, many months. So those people will have the healthcare needed and provided to them remotely in the coming years. And Israeli companies are actually leading the way on that term. So that's what we do. We find good Indian partners, we take them and present them to good Israeli companies, Israeli tech, okay? Get them to join venture, building these robust and resilient connections to go along and actually allow all of us means men, women, boys and girls from all over the world to enjoy better healthcare, to enjoy better life and enjoy higher quality of life. We're mentioning this year, India and Israel. We're mentioning this year 30 years of full diplomatic relations. We're very, very happy about it. And as one very honorable leader said a few years ago, I don't know if anybody heard his quote on this, he said, relationships are based on 4 principles: respect, understanding, acceptance, and appreciation. Any idea who said that? You may have heard of him. His name was Mahatma Gandhi. I believe that everything he mentioned, the acceptance, the respect, the understanding, everything Gandhiji said is exactly what we face today in the Israeli-Indian relations, in the bond that we managed to create over time and over the year. In my personal belief, and in a sense, speaking on behalf of the Israeli government, our strong connections, our strong tie, our good relationship will allow us to come and face any challenge today and in the future. So I'd like to thank you once again, VOH and Messe Düsseldorf, for putting up this wonderful event together. Thank you. I want to thank my honorable speakers on the stage and all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for making the time and coming here today. I wish all of us to have a great day ahead and a wonderful 2 or 3 days conference. 2 days of a conference and have a very fruitful meetings and exhibitions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was super welcoming. Next, we have our chief guest here with us today, Shri Rajesh Tope, who is the Honorable Public Health Minister, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Maharashtra. I request him to please deliver his address.
Namaskar and a very good afternoon to dignitaries on the dais and dignitaries of the dais. I am happy to note that Voice of Healthcare has come up with their 6th edition of their annual healthcare conference with this year's theme as Digital Healthcare 2022. To state that the global pandemic has helped digital adoption across industries since 2020 would be an understatement. The healthcare industry is witnessing technology-driven advances at an exponential rate. The pandemic has greatly accelerated the innovation wave in all aspects of Indian healthcare sector. Digital healthcare in India, like most other countries, has received a much needed shot in the arm and is maturing by the day. The Government of India launched the Digital India campaign in 2015 in a bid to transform the country into a knowledge economy with on-the-go access to information, governance, and services. Since then, we have become the second fastest adopter of digital services. This is also true of the health sector, wherein blending the technical digital approach can help to tackle the issues to access, affordability, and quality. Such as health system also fits in with the idea of an all-in-all digital nation supported by missions like the Ayushman Bharat and Make in India. With all these advancements, organizations within the industries are continuously growing and thinking of novel ideas to further improve patient care, coordination between employees and facilities, and create smarter medical devices that make diagnosis faster and more accurate. The continuing transformation will ensure that more patients from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in India get the same high-quality consultation and attention as those in big cities. And a stronger workforce will be built thanks to remote learning. Overall, we can be optimistic about the future of one of the largest industries of the nation and look forward to new and exciting developments in 2022 and beyond to improve people's ability to self-manage their health and for healthcare professionals to deliver safer, more efficient, and cost-effective care. Digital health ecosystem is safe to say the future of Indian healthcare. The demand and cost of healthcare is rising, which is challenging most health economies across the world, including India. I wish that new ideas and collaboration opportunities will will emerge out of this event, I urge everyone to take this opportunity to analyze further opportunities to the adoption of digital healthcare. I wish Voice of Healthcare and this event all success in 2022 and in the future. Thank you, one and all. Namaskar.
We thank the Honorable Minister for his Chief Guest address. Next, I invite the Consul General, Consulate General of Canada, Deirdre Kelly, for delivering special guest address.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour. Namaskar. I think everybody that is here today can certainly empathize with the Honorable Minister. We have all had our own difficulties with Zoom calls and hybrid meetings. And I couldn't help but relate to the reference of the exchange on the WhatsApp groups. Certainly, I get most of my work done on WhatsApp groups these days. So just two examples of how technology and digital solutions are either making our life easier or a little bit more painful every day. I think it's a good balance. I would like to thank you for asking me to participate in this panel at this fantastic trade show and conference in this first-class facility. My understanding is it's one of the first conferences to be held here, and it is quite impressive and certainly sets Mumbai on the world stage to host some pretty impressive events in the future as well. We can all agree, I think, that the pandemic continues to pose unprecedented challenges globally. And we can also agree that it has shone the spotlight on the life sciences industry. So this event comes at a crucial time now, more than ever, because the world must come together to rebuild and strengthen our economies, including our healthcare sectors, and innovative solutions are required. Today, you're going to be hearing and interacting with a number of people. My job for the morning is to share with you a little bit about Canada and India collaboration in the life sciences industry. So you may know that the growth in this sector is valuated at about $1 trillion. And within this dynamic sector, Canada and India are already collaborating across the board, but there is scope for considerable increased collaboration between our two countries. Canada, as you may be aware, is recognized for high-quality life sciences and healthcare solutions. We are home to one of the most highly educated labor pools in the world, with over 4.8 million people holding STEM and healthcare degrees and a broad range of expertise. Canada is a leader in artificial intelligence. We are also a leader in medical and pharmaceutical research and development. We have 50 excellent research hospitals, 23 life science networks, 40 incubators and accelerators. The Government of Canada has made it a priority to grow our life sciences and biomanufacturing sector, and investments today have already supported thousands of good jobs, both in Canada and abroad. It is also contributing to pandemic preparedness. As we look to the future, Canada is an excellent partner for India's life science sector. Maybe a little bit about what we are already doing. So it is becoming clear that India is one of fastest growing partners for Canada in this area. Between 2012 and 2019, our trade between our two countries increased 94%. And we are very optimistic that we'll be able to reach pre-pandemic trade levels by the end of this year. This growth is a result of Canadian companies continuing to become active in India. Even during the pandemic, we have seen growth of Canadian companies that are already in market and others that are chomping at the bit, waiting for restrictions to be lifted so that they can come and integrate and implement their global expansion plans. The result is that we have over 1,000 companies that are already active in market, and 500 of those have a physical presence in India. The number of Indian companies in Canada is also increasing, with a growing number that are choosing Canada as an investment destination. And as a result of these B2B relationships, the bilateral trade in the life science sector alone reached $652 million in 2021. So today, the Consulate General in Mumbai, along with its partners from the provinces of Ontario and Quebec, who are also co-located at the Consulate General here in Mumbai, have brought together a delegation of 13 Canadian companies to showcase their technology, products, services, and solutions to the life sciences industry in India. And 2 of those companies are based in country. These companies are leaders in their sectors in Canada, and their presence at Medical Fair India shows the interest and potential for Canadian companies and the potential they see in terms of expanding into the local healthcare sector. The delegation covers a wide range of areas, including biotechnology, diagnostics, laboratory, hospital infrastructure, e-health, health IT, medical technology, and analytical equipment. So please come over to booth C28, where the Canada Pavilion is located, and we would be happy to discuss your needs. I'm also happy to report that they are supported by the Trade Commissioner Services. And if you look over to the left side of the room, you will see my very handsome colleagues, Mr. 𝐒𝐓𝐀𝐑𝐄 and Sachin Belpande, who are here. And their job, again, is to help navigate Canadian companies in international markets. So Canadian companies that are interested to come and invest and work in India, these would be the folks that would help them with that process. Similarly, if you're looking to connect with Canadian companies, invest in Canada, they would be the entry point for you. So the Canadian Trade Commissioner Services at the Canada Pavilion would be happy to meet with you. Please stop by. And I wish you tremendous success, both at the conference and in the trade fair, and let's see how we can grow that Canada-India collaboration in life sciences sector. Best of luck. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Mrs. Kelly. That was very heartwarming. Next, it is an extreme privilege to have the Vice President of Republic of China, Taiwan, Dr. 𝐼𝐋𝐘𝐈𝐍𝐆, as our guest of honor. I request him to please deliver his address.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm delighted to be able to take part in this conference via video. I want to begin by wishing this event the best of success on behalf of President Tsai Ing-wen. I also want to thank the organizers for all their hard work. In addition to the physical conference in Mumbai, they are also streaming the event online, so that no matter where you are in the world, you can participate in this great occasion. This is the first time that Voice of Healthcare and National Cheng Kung University Hospital have co-organized this event. Professionals and scholars from around the world have been invited to share their expertise on this year's themes of digital healthcare. I hope that this event provides a platform for discussions on how to practically implement digital healthcare and on the future of this field, while also exploring opportunities to connect with industry. Unlike conventional healthcare, digital healthcare is not affected by time or space limitations. Digital healthcare combines conventional medicine with modern technology to increase both the efficiency and quality of care. It also helps us make the most of medical facilities, allowing us to create a more complete healthcare system and make up for personal shortages. Digital healthcare already has a broad range of clinical uses in areas such as mobile health, health IT, wearable devices, telemedicine, and telecare, as well as personalized medicine. I hope that with the discussions today and greater interdisciplinary collaboration, these applications can be expanded even further. India is important to Taiwan, both in bilateral cooperation and as a like-minded partner in the Indo-Pacific region. Going forward, we will strengthen exchanges with India in areas including trade, healthcare, technology, and education, deepening the relationship between our countries for the benefit of both our peoples. As the host of this conference, National Cheng Kung University Hospital is a key promoter of our Ministry of Health and Welfare's One Country, One Center project. Aside from jointly planning conferences, the hospital actively works to promote visits and exchanges between medical personnel in Taiwan and India, while driving integration of medicine and industry and working to advance bilateral cooperation in clinical trials. According to a report by Quantview Research, the global digital health market was valued at $175.6 billion in 2021 and is expected to have a compound annual growth rate of 27.7% from 2022 to 2030, with telemedicine having the most potential for growth. The National Digital Health Mission, launched by the Indian government in 2020, and its telemedicine practice guidelines announced in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, shows that digital healthcare is a key area of development for the Indian government and reflects that Indian healthcare is moving toward technological solutions. Taiwan officially became an aging society in 2018. This, together with the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, has significantly increasing demand for telemedicine, precision medicine, and mobile health solutions, and has driven development in digital healthcare and smart healthcare. During this pandemic, Taiwan's world-renowned national health insurance system have also set examples for interdisciplinary cooperation in big data for health insurance applications, as well as for pandemic prevention through digital technology. We have started promoting the digitalization of medical care and devices across our hospitals, which we will pair with 5G mobile communications technology, making Taiwan's healthcare more diversified, precise, and accessible. Taiwan's ICT hardware manufacturing sector leads the world, with our semiconductor industry playing a vital role. India, meanwhile, has a global renowned software industry. Cooperation between Taiwan and India will leverage our complementary strengths and potential, helping drive developments of digital health solutions in both our countries. In closing, I want to once again thank each of you for coming today. I wish you all a productive and enjoyable conference and look forward to even more robust cooperation and exchanges between Taiwan and India. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm delighted to be able to take part in this conference via video.
We thank the Honorable Vice President of Republic of China, Taiwan, for his message. Next, to conclude this inaugural session, I invite Sanjay Jha, who is the governing board member of Voice of Healthcare and co-founder, Collateral Medical Private Limited, for delivering the thank you note.
Thank you, Ashawari. So far, we've done wonderfully. Thank you, everyone. Especially thanks to Vice President of Taiwan for calling out for better partnership with India for benefit of for both the countries. Thank you, Chief Guest, Honorable Minister, Mr. Rajesh Tope, for talking about accessibility, affordability, and impact of those due to the advancement of digital healthcare. Thank you, thank you, Mr. Thomas Slit, for believing in Voice of Healthcare and partnering with us for the 6th time. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mini Bhudanwala, for talking about emergence of enablement through technologies in healthcare. Thank you, Dr. Po Chang Lee from Taiwan, for talking about digital healthcare and big data in Taiwan. Thank you, Mr. Saji Icher, for talking about new tech from Israel and better partnership. Toda, is that right? Thank you, Mr. Christian Grosser, for continued partnership. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rajiv Nath, for sharing wonderful anecdote about emergence of digital healthcare. And more than that, I'll say thank you for being such a big help to the world for COVID. Then thank you, Ms. Deidra Carey, for talking about wonderful to know that incubators, there are 40 incubators and accelerators in Canada. Right. So thank you for setting up, enabling the startups between India and Canada. Hopefully we are looking forward to some good partnerships out there, and we'll surely be visiting booth number 328. And at the end, thanks a lot, Voice of Healthcare team, and especially Dr. Naveen for organizing these wonder conferences. This is the 6th time. I think I'm here for 5th time or so. So wishing you, all the Voice of Healthcare team, all the best, and thanks, Dr. Naveen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jha. Thank you to all the dignitaries present with us, both virtually and physically, for our inaugural session. Now, I request Mr. Neeraj Lal to please felicitate Mr. Thomas Slit.
Mr. Neeraj Lal is not here.
Okay. Videos from the conference. To go around anyway.
I request Dr. Mini Bodhanwala to please felicitate Mr. Christian Grosser. Next, I request Mr. Rajiv Nath to please felicitate Sagi Icher. I request Mr. Sanjay Jha to please felicitate Ms. Deidra Kelly. With this, we come to the end of our inaugural session. I thank all our dignitaries present with us, both physically and virtually, and all our guests for being with us for this session.